Hello, and welcome to Acoustic Review. My name is Ben Morgan Brown, and today I'm looking at the DS-SUITE-CE from Ortega Guitars. The DS-SUITE-CE is a nylon crossover guitar with a solid Sitka spruce top, laminated mahogany back and sides, a mahogany neck with a blackwood fingerboard. The nut width is 48mm and the scale length is 650mm. The guitar comes with the Ortega Magnus Pro NL pickup system, ships with a gig bag, and has an RRP of £528. It's quite common to see relic finishes on electric guitars now, and we are starting to see more of these finishes on acoustic guitars too. So let's have a listen to the guitar now and see if that finish has changed the tone at all, and then come back afterwards for my thoughts. First thing that strikes me with this guitar is obviously the distressed finish. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, how authentic the wear looks on the guitar, but it's definitely a unique look on a nylon string guitar. As well as the distressed look to the body, all the metal hardware on the guitar also has a satin finish, which is a nice little touch in keeping with the retro vibe of the guitar. Aesthetically, the guitar is quite plain, apart from a quite large rosette, which to my eye doesn't really fit with the rest of the feel of the guitar. I perhaps think something a little less ostentatious would have worked. Obviously, Ortega are going for a rustic look with this guitar, so it is a little difficult to judge the finish quality. There are a few areas of sloppiness in the finish around the neck joint, and there's a little bit of finish build up on one area of the neck. But otherwise, the fit and finish is okay. There's no real howlers, but nothing really stands out to me on this guitar as being exceptional quality. Tonally, it's clearly not a concert-level classical guitar, but I don't think that's the target that's being aimed for here. There's definitely a lo-fi feel to the tone of the guitar, which does mean that there's a slight honkiness at times, but there's also a mellowness to the tone, which I really enjoyed on some fingerstyle pieces. There's definitely a down-at-heel feel with the tone of this guitar, so although it might not work in all situations, I think in certain niches it could work quite well. The plugged-in sound is a pretty average piezo tone. It's a little bit rubbery perhaps, but it's not unworkable. You probably would be able to EQ it to get a half-decent sound live. Although I did think that the bass notes weren't really represented in the pickup sound. There was lots of treble, but hardly any bass notes at all. So I do wonder if there's an install issue there or whether it's just the characteristics of this pickup. That's probably something worth checking if you do look at one of these guitars. Just make sure the pickup balance on the particular guitar you're looking at is okay. The action, while not extreme for a nylon guitar, I do think was quite high for what's classed as a crossover instrument. That did stop me venturing a little bit higher up the neck, but down by the nut it was quite playable. At 48mm, the nut is not quite as wide as a full classical nut, so that gave me plenty of space for finger style. I wasn't tripping over the adjacent strings. The neck is a pretty familiar D shape, and the body size is very compact, so overall it's quite a comfortable guitar to play. If you're looking for a traditional classical guitar sound, then this guitar probably isn't going to be for you, but if you're a singer-songwriter or guitarist who's looking to add a bit of character and take some inspiration from the nylon sound to your arsenal, then it might be worth having a look at this guitar. The £500 mark is a very competitive area in the guitar market, but with a gig bag included and the pickup as well, I don't think this guitar is unfairly priced. I wouldn't say it's an absolute bargain, but you're certainly not being ripped off at £500. If I could change anything about this guitar, I'd like the pickup to have a more balanced tone, and also I'd like the action to come down a little bit. But overall I think it's an interesting looking guitar with a certain characterful sound that could inspire some players. I hope you've enjoyed this video from Acoustic Review. Please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time.